So I'll entertain questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. DeShiel. Supervisor Delaware, questions to the director.
In regard to you have a myriad of projects that are underway.
Right.
East Side Road being one.
Right.
A lot of different projects. For those key projects that have been on our priority list that we've been focused on, my request to you, as part of your director's report, if you could put a page on there each week on the status, not necessarily the entire Gantt chart, but where are we on percentage complete, activities that occurred this last week, what you're anticipating, so that we can keep, and the public can keep a tab on where are we on each project. That would be a real big help. That keeps me from calling you going, Howard, where are we on this?
And I actually tried to do that last week with just a list of real brief. This week I focused on 3 projects, and because there was information. Sometimes there's no news. And then I'll just have a one-liner or something.
Right.
But yeah.
That'd just be a big help.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The big news was here in this section.
Supervisor Pinches?
Howard, a couple questions. The second access Brook Trails Road, the same consultant the same day was hired for the Redemar Road.
Different
Oh, I
consultants.
thought it went out to bid the same day, I guess.
Actually, they came in on the same week, different days, and the same consultant proposed. Actually, we only had one consultant propose on Brook Trails. That consultant proposed along with 2 others for Redemar. So we did select different consultants for those 2 projects.
My question is, when will that, I see you're just now getting a report back on the Redemar, so when is the Brook Trails second access going to be?
We believe that'll be ready to go for what we call the public input informal meeting this fall, but I don't have a date yet.
Okay, this fall. My next question is, our chip seal program, we got the $2.45 million from the 1B. When is that program going to start?
Engineering's that'll go to bid, obviously.
Yeah.
Engineering's putting that together right now. So yeah, that should be coming before you for a action to advertise, I hope, real soon.
You mentioned earlier that you thought about doing part of that with your own staff. Is that?
What we're doing, we've been in a quandary as to, we have this 5-month delay in our state gas tax. We have identified, well, for one thing, of the 2.4 million, as you know, about 0.4 million of that went to advance certain projects. One of them was environmental phase for Potter Valley. A couple others are the Hall Road Bridge, the Phalos Creek Bridge, some of the seismic retrofits, Eureka Hill, Moore Street, Schoolway. That roughly 200,000 is going to go into some asphalt overlays, very limited, more small patches. The crews will do those themselves. The big chip seal project for this summer that's really going to cover the bulk of that is going to be contracted, but we are using the crews, and it is an eligible expense if we do the preparation work. If we dig out base failures, do leveling courses. We just bought a new seal machine. Actually, we got 3 seal machines. We got 2 used ones from Caltrans and a new machine that'll spray out oil and chips and smooth things up. And the idea is when those contractors come in, nothing's going to slow them down. They're just going to roll and give us as many miles as we can of oil and chips. But the crews have been out there working on that, replacing pipes, preparing the roads. We're already working on that.
So, will you actually have a list of what roads and whatnot?
Yes, we do, and they're not usually whole roads. They're portions, and they're in areas. They've kind of been grouped together. At one point, we actually thought we were debating whether we do several contracts for several areas or the one big contract. I think the conventional wisdom is we'll probably do one big contract and break it into areas in different times. You need to do the coast later in the year because they don't get the heat earlier in the summer, so we'll probably break it into a contract where we advise the contractors to do some of the inland areas first and the coastal areas later when it's drier. But we probably won't even have separate contracts. We'll probably have one.
Because the bidding process, when will this is going to start? When do you?
My engineers left. I I would anticipate in the next month will
Oh,
be
so it'll be this-
advertised. Yeah,
it'll be-
we're putting it together right now,
Okay.
John. We've been working on it, we've been.
Because everybody asked me when it's going to start. and-
Yeah. You want to chip seal in ideally August and September because you want the really dry, and then the coast, you almost have to do it in September, October because, they're generally pretty foggy and cold, early, but they get some really good hot
Of course,
weather
you're not
later
going to do
in the
anything
fall.
on the coast. You're going to do it all in my district, right?
No, it's all over. It's all
Thank you,
over.
Supervisor. Supervisor Smith.
Well, I believe that Supervisor Pinch has asked most of my questions. Each one I was preparing, he was asking.
He was reading your notes.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure that we're able to get some comments out as soon as possible to the public, because they've contacted me, as I'm sure they have all the other supervisors. Where are the road prioritizations? How are you figuring out what's going to be done, and when is it going to be done? So it's sounding like you're sort of using a combination of staff, existing county staff, with the contractor
Right,
that
right.
will go out to bid. So
Right.
I think as soon as you can put out that information, the better, and making sure everyone gets the same information, that would be great.
Okay.
Thanks.
Any additional comments for the DOT director? Okay, we'll show